basic newborn care kits, and also at the hospital level, at the referral hospital level, where the slightly advanced services can be provided at the provincial hospital and also at the PNG hospital, where we say it's a newborn intensive care units level 1 and also level 2. Primarily we are focusing on the level 2. Level 1 is more at the community level and level 2 is more at the referral hospital level.
Other interventions he mentioned also are in building capacity of health workers.
PNG. We've been supporting newborn and early childhood health efforts in PNG for some years. Our largest kind of flagship investment was through UNICEF for the Saving Lives Spreading Smiles program, which started I think in 2016 and ran for several years, and is really a foundation that today's work is, or handover equipment is adding to.
The First Secretary for Health Security, Anna Gilchrist, said the equipment cost more than $1 million kina, with additional funding for training for health workers across the country as well. The FET has an existing long-term partnership with UNICEF and the National Department of Health in providing funding support for health services improvement, including critical interventions such as addressing the high rates of infant morbidity and mortality. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
Octady Mining Limited has stepped up its commitment to community health by presenting 100,000 kina to the Octady Women's Network to purchase vital cancer screening equipment. The donation, announced during a gala fundraising dinner led by OTML Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Kedi Ilimbit, garnered widespread support from business partners and local communities. The fundraiser, held under the patronage of OTML, raised a remarkable total of 168,000 kina, highlighting the collective efforts to combat cervical cancer in the Western Province and Papua New Guinea. The funds will facilitate the acquisition of essential equipment such as thermal coagulator, guns and Gen Expert cartridges, crucial for the early detection and prevention of cervical cancer. OWN Chairperson Jessica Bablis lauded the initiative, emphasizing the significance of addressing women's health issues. The PNG University of Technology Council and Senior Executives Management Team have corrected misleading information circulating on social media of empty seats for graduates at the 56th graduation ceremony on Friday, 5th of April 2024, during the official address of Prime Minister James Marape.
The PNG University of Technology has issued a statement to clarify misleading information that graduating students at its recent graduation had walked out during the keynote speaker's speech for various reasons provided in the social media post, including that they were making a political statement against the current government leadership. Through a media statement, the school's council and senior executive management teams confirmed that during the graduation on Friday, 5th of April, PM Marape did arrive late and this prolonged the graduation. However, it also stated that contrary to what was being speculated on social media, graduating students did not walk off during the PM's speech, nor did PM Marape spoke to empty seats. According to the university, graduates received their degree after the PM's speech. The university also acknowledged the heat that graduates had to endure, stating that some left the arena after receiving their degree, while the school council, the academics, keynote speaker, and potential employees remained seated on stage. The university has given assurance that it will work on improving the standards and procedures of graduation ceremonies moving forward. Meanwhile, Unitech is the only technological university in the country that prides itself in producing graduates with the technical skills and expertise needed to build the nation. The university stated that this qualification will go a long way with commitment perseverance, and the right attitude to secure in the future. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Papua New Guinea Defence Force 2nd Regiment Pacific Island Regiment Moem Barracks in Wewak has opened new accommodation facility recently. Deputy Secretary for Defence Simon Tunapai and Australian Department of Defence Assistant Secretary for Pacific Infrastructure Laura Darlington formally opened the new live-in accommodation facility. The LIA will provide accommodation for 100 PNGDF soldiers from 2nd RPIR and includes a new bathroom and laundry facilities as well as new sleeping and living quarters. The LIA will be further supported by solar panels and battery storage to ensure there is ongoing power. The PNGDF and ADF have a long history of cooperation, and Australia is proud to deliver this accommodation facility to the PNGDF. French supermajor Total Energies is planning to drill the first deepwater exploration well on the Petroleum Prospecting License 576 license within the offshore eastern Papuan Plateau in 2025. Chairman and CEO of Total Energies Patrick Pouyan made the announcement recently when meeting with Prime Minister James Marape in Paris.
Chairman and CEO of Total Energies Patrick Pouyan has reaffirmed to Prime Minister James Marape during their discussion on the Papua LNG project in Paris that Total Energies, operator of the project, and its international partners ExxonMobil, Santos, JX Nippon are fully committed to Papua LNG. In particular, Mr. Pouyan said the high interest of several LNG buyers for off-taking LNG from Papua LNG due to its strategic location close to key Asian markets. He also informed the Prime Minister that after receiving the first Energy Performance Certificate or EPC offers, it appears that the project will need to keep working with contractors to obtain commercially viable EPC contracts and requires more work to reach the final investment decision or FID. In that view, the project will review the structure of some packages and open the competition to an enlarged panel of Asian contractors. Consequently, FID of Papua LNG project is now expected in 2025. Marape and Pouyan agreed that this slight delay will not affect the early works planned in Papua New Guinea in 2024 and that the project will maintain its full support to local population of Gulf Province. This demonstrates the commitment of Total Energies to the well-being of the people of Papua New Guinea. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
We'll have more stories after the break. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
The Toyota JD Hiace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hiace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hiace bus and experience the Hiace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Superstition ain't the way.
Isn't she your ex?
Madam, you have a visitor.
We're not visitors. We're family.
Hey, Gideon.
Family? Since when?
Since now.
And who is this kid?
This is Gideon, my son with Stefano.
You should know your place and learn how to get along.
Stefano has a child with me, and that gives me the right to be in this house. How dare you!
See the toughest fighters in MMA in a whole new light.
I had to show my true heart.
MMA 30 is your window into their lives.
These are my horses, my childhood house.
My judo is a huge asset for me.
An exclusive all-access pass.
We're here for his bachelor party.
With your favorite stars of the sport.
I would be known as one of the greatest.
Watch MMA 30, only on Fight Sports.
Welcome back. Even with external interventions such as World Bank-funded public-private partnership in agriculture program from 2010 to 2019, coffee and cocoa production and exports have not increased with the financial resources injected nor reached projected production targets. The Highlands Farmers and Settlers Association President Wilson Thompson says that under the PPAP, individual farmers and households within the target group have seen changes and improvements in production, improvement in income and skills and livelihoods, but it has not affected the national goods and outcomes. A study is underway to review the objectives of the government to increase agriculture production and exports in the sector. HFSA is worried that production has not increased at a level based on the resources injected. The Independent Consumer and Competition Commission, or ICCC, announced that the new retail fuel prices for the month of April for customers in Port Moresby is petrol 4 kina 66 toya, diesel 4 kina 39 toya, and kerosene 4 kina 5 toya per litres. Other centres will have theirs changed according to their quarterly approved domestic freight rates for the second quarter of 2024.
Effective today, the Independent Consumer and Competition Commission has announced that the new retail fuel prices for the month of April for customers in Port Moresby is petrol 4 kina 66 toya per litre, diesel 4 kina 39 toya per litre, and kerosene 4 kina 5 toya per litre. Other centres will have their retail fuel prices changed depending on their quarterly approved domestic freight rates for the second quarter of 2024. According to ICCC, the domestic retail prices for this month are inclusive of the import parity prices or the important cost for each petroleum products, domestic sea and road freight rates for the second quarter of 2024. As part of the ICCC enforcement and compliance of fuel prices, their investigation officers will conduct inspections to all service stations to ensure prices of declared petroleum products comply with the allowable maximum prices. The prices set by ICCC are the indicative maximum retail prices. However, retailers may choose to sell below the ICCC approved maximum price. While retailers may choose to set fuel prices on their pumps to 1 decimal place, the ICCC will continue to set the maximum price to 2 decimal places. It stated that fuel pump operators should not charge above the set places. Meanwhile, customers are advised to report any instances of overcharging by retailers through the ICCC Consumer Protection Division. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The Cool Range band, fresh from their overseas stint, is back home gearing up for its next musical adventure as the official stage band for DMP, or Doorman's Project. Their journey to the States left them in awe, describing it as a surreal experience straight out of their wildest dreams. The journey continues in their next tour in Jayapura. In the United States, the Cool Range Band encountered a diverse music scene and were thrilled by the overwhelming response from crowds as they performed tracks from DMP's Long Way Back album. Each venue they graced saw sold-out shows, with fans eagerly flocking to witness the unique blend of PNG and SI musical talent. Among the band members, Stephen Pala, known as Stiggy, brings over 24 years of drumming expertise to the table, passionately sharing his talent with the world as a session drummer and vocalist.
It was really big, especially for the band. We were shocked. It was a jaw-dropping trip, I'll say. The crowd's response, it was like they made us all making the feel of
Patrick Warupi, or Pats, reflects on his 8-year journey as a singer and bass player, grateful for the opportunities afforded by DMP and Cool Range Band.
Time they gave us was like 30 minutes, so you have to work within 30 minutes, not go over 30 minutes. So we had to make sure that all the songs fitted in the 30 minutes.
The Semoso brothers, Julian and Jordan, both keyboardists for the band, add their own flair to the ensemble. Jordan doubles as a music producer and manages the band's social media presence, amplifying their reach and engagement. Lead guitarist and vocalist Cosman Joe boasts over a decade of musical experience, infusing the band's performances with his own signature style.
Like the best experience for myself, the boys too. We learned plenty things. Some things they do there, we don't do here, or vice versa. But we learned a lot.
With a history of delivering unforgettable shows, Cool Range Band is now gearing up for their tour in Jayapura, Indonesia, where they will showcase both old and new albums of DMP. While awaiting confirmed tour dates, the band is diligently rehearsing, supported by fundraising barbecue events announced on their social media platforms to help fuel their journey. Fans can expect nothing short of a spectacular musical experience as Cool Range Band sets out on their next adventure with DMP. And now to the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2647 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2572, $0.3887 Australian dollars, $0.2299 euro, and 38.71 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee and cocoa closed higher, palm oil, crude oil and copper closed lower, and copra closed the unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have news making headlines overseas when we come back. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add the kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for give chicken a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Attention rice lovers! We are giving away 300,000 kina worth of scaled school money. 1,000 kina could be yours. With 300 winners and 4 fortnightly draws, your chances are higher than ever. Buy any 1 kg to 20 kg scale or ori rice, cut out the grown for PNG stamp, put it in an envelope with your name, contact details, and drop it in an entry box at selected outlets. Promotion ends March 29, 2024. Hurry and win big with scale and ori rice. Follow us on social media for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Beauty is my business. But beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care. Soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy. So bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good jade.
The stakes are high, and every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it!
Rush, 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 move, move, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever, streaming now on Outdoor.
Let the battle begin!
He's knocked out!
That's a big right hand and he's gone! And I don't think he'll get up from that. This fight could be over! Oh, Mayweather makes him pay! He's not gonna make it! 9 and 10!
And that's the fight! It is over!
Knockouts, only on Fight Sports.
Thanks for staying with us. Seasonal flu almost disappeared from Australia when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Now, not only is it back with a vengeance, but the annual flu season appears to be starting and peaking earlier these days than it used to.
Change. Seasonal viruses are affected by the seasons, and seasons are moving around with climate change. So we're not alone. It's happening in the Northern Hemisphere as well, that flu is emerging earlier, and it was happening before COVID. People forget that January 2020 was a bad flu month, and that was very early. And the year before was early as well. So it seems to be a pattern that's developing internationally, and may well because of temperature, who knows what.
So what's this new cell-based vaccine that's available this year?
Well, it's one of many. So the first thing I'll say is that the standard vaccines are made on egg. By the way, does not mean you cannot, people say, oh, I can't have it because I'm allergic to egg. It's actually not grown on egg. It's grown on chicken embryos, which are part of the egg. And so you can have it if you're egg allergic. There is a bit of a problem with egg-based vaccines in that your immune response to the flu virus vaccine diminishes a little year by year because of a complicated interaction with the egg protein. it's thought that these cell vaccines may avoid that. Now, if all that's available when you go for your flu vaccination is an egg-based vaccine, it's perfectly fine. It's just a little bit better with a cell-based. And some people internationally are saying maybe when kids get their first flu vaccine, it should be a cell-based vaccine so they don't get into this problem with the egg vaccines. It's not an allergy, it's just simply a slight diminution of the allergic response each year. But there are more vaccines available this year than before. And remember, people over 65 get a higher dose vaccine, which gives them a stronger immune response. And the interesting thing is, which is really just a sideshow, but it's worth noting, is that they're quadrivalent vaccines, which means there's 4 versions of the flu virus in it. And it's not that different from the vaccine that they had in the Northern Hemisphere their winter. But the fourth virus that's in it is actually extinct. It's called Yamagata. It hasn't been around since 2020. The Americans got it in their vaccine. We've got it in ours. Next year, we'll be back to 3 versions, almost certainly, of the flu virus in the vaccine without the extinct one. Not going to do you any harm, and should it come back from extinction, you're protected. Yeah. It's been around for a while. It's called H5N1, and started off in wild bird populations, then moved into poultry flocks, and there's massive culling of poultry flocks around the world over the years. Then it's moved into other wild birds like penguins. But then, a little while ago, it did mutate and enable it to get into mammals. So from birds into mammals, like mink and so on. And that was a worry because we're mammals too. Could it infect us directly? Now, luckily, so far, there's no evidence of that. But last week, over the last little while, it's got into the dairy herd, some dairy herds in the United States, H5N1, and there's been one case of somebody infected from an infected cow. Now, the mortality rate of H5N1 is 40 or 50%. And so it's a nasty virus if you catch it. The thing that's good at the moment is that it has not mutated so that it easily passes from human to human, which is what holds it back from becoming a pandemic. But it's being watched closely.
An army of native ladybirds has been released in Darwin with the aim of tackling a destructive mealybug population spreading through the city. Known worldwide as mealybug destroyers, the hungry critters are hoped to curb pest numbers and prevent them spreading interstate.
They don't look intimidating, but these little ladybugs have earned themselves a big reputation. Native to Australia, these seemingly harmless beetles, or Cryptolamus, are actually a ruthless predator with a taste for soft-scale insects, including the mealybug, currently wreaking havoc in the Darwin area.
They came into Darwin about late last year, and they're just devastating our frangipanis, hibiscus and pawpaw populations.
And what are they doing to those trees?
So they eat the sap out of the leaves, and then the tree has to respond by growing new leaves, and then the mealybug comes back, and then the tree has to respond again. So it's just this constant cycle of the tree trying to recover.
Darwin City Council releasing ladybugs along the Darwin Esplanade in a trial that will hopefully reduce mealybug numbers and slow their spread.
Tell us what we're doing here with these nets.
So yesterday we released about 50 of the Cryptolamus ladybugs, so the good bug, and we put some here and some over there, and we also let some free to the wind. So they started eating the mealybugs straight away, so it was really exciting.
And how quickly can these little guys tackle the mealybugs?
They can eat 1 per minute, so they're quite gutsy, which is good, which is what we need.
While they may seem like a tiny problem, these pests could have a devastating impact if left unchecked. Concerns they could spread, destroying precious crops both here and interstate in Queensland.
If you think you have mealybugs in your own garden, Council says don't use pesticides.
With the good bug, their larvae looks just like mealybugs, so it's really important that if you think you've got the mealybug, it may well be the good bug. Because we know they're already here as well, so it's really important not to use pesticides.
Instead, the advice for now is sit back and let these little critters do what they do best.
Victoria's Environment Protection Authority has ordered a council in Melbourne's west to hand over its records and test more parks for contaminated mulch after another potential asbestos site was found. Authorities took samples from a dog park in Altona North for priority testing, prompting fears for more affected sites have yet to be discovered.
Suspected of harbouring asbestos. The PA Burns Reserve in Altona North is the latest site to be tested by the Environment Protection Authority after it received a report from the community. The EPA says mulch contaminated with construction waste was recently spread around this newly built toilet block. Half a dozen samples were taken away for priority testing.
We are letting the EPA, who have the tools, the resources and the powers they need to undertake this work.
So far, 4 other parks in Altona North and Spotswood have been confirmed to have mulch contaminated with asbestos. All fall within the local government area of Hobson's Bay. Now the EPA says it wants answers, ordering an inspection of all council-managed parks and gardens that have received mulch in the past 18 months. The council will also be forced to hand over a list of its suppliers and all of its contractors and subcontractors. Speaking to the ABC yesterday, Mayor Matt Tyler said the council was working to find that information and was also considering preventative measures.
We'll be putting a close lens on what are the processes and systems that need to be in place, not just at a council level, but more generally to make sure that this is addressed and, as you say, doesn't happen again.
The saga has also prompted calls for the state government to introduce tighter regulations for mulch producers, particularly in the wake of the New South Wales scandal, which saw asbestos-contaminated mulch discovered at more than 75 sites and triggered one of the state's biggest environmental investigations.
I can understand why people may be concerned, but what's also important is to note that the EPA have rigorous powers. They are undertaking those investigations right now.
Hobson's Bay Council has until the 10th of May to complete its inspections.
Rwandan President Paul Kagame blamed the inaction of the international community for allowing the 1994 genocide to happen, as Rwandans on Sunday commemorated 30 years since an estimated 800,000 people were killed by government-backed extremists. Rwanda has shown strong recovery and economic growth in the years since, but the scars remain, and there are questions about whether genuine reconciliation has been achieved under the long rule of Mr. Kagame, whose rebel movement stopped the genocide and seized power. He has been praised by many for bringing relative stability to the country. Western Australia police have found a man after he became separated from a group of suspected asylum seekers who arrived in a remote part of the state. Most of the group, believed to be Chinese nationals, have already been sent to Nauru.
2 days in WA's rugged far north, located in terrain described by police as challenging.
The man has been confirmed as being the same male who was missing from the vessel that landed on the Kimberley coast on Friday. He is currently receiving medical treatment at the Truscott Air Base. It's a great result.
The group he was with arrived at the same airbase on Friday. It's not known how he became separated from the others who've now been sent to Nauru via Queensland. It's the third boat to arrive in the Kimberley since November and follows the arrival of dozens of men in February at Beagle Bay.
Another day, another boat, another Labor failure.
The opposition says one reason boats are getting through is because aerial surveillance hours have dropped.
We warned them before they abolished temporary protection visas that would give people an incentive to get on the boats again, to try and come again, and lo and behold, that's exactly what's happened.
Speaking in Melbourne, the Prime Minister reiterated his message that unauthorised arrivals won't be settled in Australia.
Well, people smugglers will always try to change their methods in order to ply what is a dangerous trade. But there is no change to Operation Sovereign Borders.
They were processed in the usual way. So this is actually a sign that our border protection policies and regulation is actually working.
The man who was found after 2 nights in the remote Kimberley has been described by police as extremely lucky to have been located alive and well.
Back home, illegal squatters living at the Buswara area at 9 Mile in Port Moresby have been ordered by the court to vacate the land which belongs to No. 1 Super Limited. NSL, in a media conference today, shared that a 120-day grace period captured in the court order has been issued to Buswara residents. On Tuesday, 12 March 2024, the Waigani National Court, in a court decision, reinstated the land to NSL.
The Waigani National Court on Tuesday, 12 March 2024, ruled in favor of No. 1 Super Limited, reinstating land portion 2156, 2157 and 2159, adding to over 200 hectares of land at 9 Mile, also known as Bushwara, returns to NSL as legal land owners. The 5,000 people living on the land in question have 120 days to move. NSL Chief Executive Officer Paul Seya said the grace period commenced on Tuesday, 12 March and will end on Wednesday, 10th July 2024. Seya said failure to comply with the court orders will result in eviction exercised by the police.
Gone to court multiple times, and we now have the court papers to actually go through that particular eviction. So we've been working with the Sheriff's Office as well as the police, who have been authorised to effect the court order to clear the land.
Seya said NSL acquired the land in 1990 and continued to defend its title in court until 2019, when it was granted full title to the land. While NSL was defending its title in court, the land portions were left unsupervised, inviting illegal squatters to set up residence.
1990 was when they first had access to this land, and we've had to actually defend access to the titles until 2019, where it was made clear that these were our particular titles and we're able to utilise that land. Whilst we've been defending the titles in court, we actually had a number of squatters move onto that land.
Seya said since securing its rightful titles, NSL exhausted all possible options to reach a win-win outcome for both parties, but it wasn't so.
Initially tried to do in 2019 was that we tried to work out what would be a win-win outcome for ourselves and for the squatters. 3 years later, we're unable to actually get to a point on that particular area, and so we're now taking what we call vacant possession of the land.
He said in the last 3 years, NSL established a project office on site, a police outpost, and monthly community awareness meetings to continue to remind illegal squatters to voluntarily relocate.
Which we call the site manager, who's actually been working with the squatters to keep them updated on monthly awarenesses about what was actually occurring in that particular area. So we've actually been engaging with the squatters, talking to them about what was occurring.
On Sunday, 7th April, NSL met with the squatters for a final awareness session, reiterating the grace period issued by the court and the need for them to commence relocating immediately. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Meanwhile, NSL's CEO said the land is valued at about 90 million kina and owned by 228,000 NSL members. It will be utilized to build new mixed suburbs with housing, industrial and commercial allotments, which will create thousands of jobs and inject much-needed capital economy for the country.
The process of an eviction. The idea is that when we think about the particular land, that we have future development opportunities for that land, to look at how do we also assist in bringing back into the economy new houses that are according to the NCDC's requirements about building houses. We also have that opportunity to create jobs, which is very much needed across the economy as well, and thinking around how do we actually move Port Moresby forward. And so for us and for the particular.
And that ends the news segment. Tracy Pa joins us for sports after this break.
this honking is doing your head in, why don't you go and put a stop to it? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bing bing bang, bum bum bang, bing bang bing, bum bum.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home. With an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
Buy more, win more one-time roots rice. Win hap mo ni magbulong 300,000 kina. No can miss out. Buy 10 kg roots medium grain rice. Katim round yung bigla roots logo ang top long front ng bag rice. Na right team name na maglong yung long backside long name. Drop him inside long entry box long store. Week 1 draw, 1-1 winner by 500 kina. Week 2 draw, 1,000 kina. Week 3 draw, 2,000 kina. Nalong week 4 draw, 5,000 kina. Second Roots Rice Facebook page long kisim mo tok sabe. Terms and conditions stop.
Suppose prophecy am true, one the big the fight will come out. Na time him come true, me hope when me stop life yet to fight to this position you talk long. Me must make sure to protect him. What a line blame me, especially Malia.
Me ready. The chosen one deliver.
This is Barbie Land.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
I can't believe how great this place is.
Let us show you.
Ready for fun? Yes! Okay, ladies, let's do this.
Hold my ice cream, Ken.
Wow!
Barbie premieres Wednesday, April 10th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Brothers, this is the time to build our nation. Who is with me on this?
I've been invited to tea. With who? President.
How do we inspire ourselves to greatness when nothing less will do?
Times change. And we need to change as well.
This is it! This is our destiny!
I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Invictus.
Welcome back. PNG martial art duo Gibson Mara and Kevin Kasman have qualified themselves for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games in July after their courageous performance at the Oceania Taekwondo Olympics qualifier in Honiara, Solomon Islands. Newcomer Mara, who competed in the 80-kilogram division, did not shy away from some of his more experienced opponents throughout the tournament, coming out on top to claim the gold medal. Mara's partner in crime, Kasman, picked up silver in the 68-kilogram division.
Emerging PNG Taekwondo superstar prospects Gibson Mara of Goroka and Kevin Kasman of Port Moresby have qualified for the Paris Olympics after doing well at the Oceania qualifiers in Honiara, Solomon Islands last week. Mara did exceptionally well, picking up gold in the 80-kilogram division, while Kasman got silver in the 68 kg division. The team was accompanied by national coach Edward Kasman and returned to Port Moresby on Sunday.
They got talent. One key thing they got is respect and humility. And, that's what we've always shown. We all humble outside, but in the ring it's a different story. you just conserve your energy for the right moment, and they keep doing that day in, day out. So, there's not so much fanfare, but you get results out of them, and yeah, they're fantastic athletes.
For East and Western Brisbane gentle giant and Goroka representative Gibson Murrah, he admitted he had some niggling injury before the tournament, but had the willpower and a strong mindset to prove his critics wrong with a class-act performance against some of his more experienced opponents from the Oceania region. Eventually, he took up the gold medal in the 80-kilogram division and a ticket to the Paris Olympics.
So we go challenge him Fiji on the Olympian too. The experienced player. So me manage him game do me winning me Lopez round like margin 20 me double number. I am 20 points me. So second round me go inside me manage him. So me win him no 14 points and 4.
For a novice fighter, this would be Murrah's biggest breakthrough yet, setting a new record for being the first male martial artist in the sport of Taekwondo from outside of NCD to qualify for the Olympics. Meanwhile, Taekwondo PNG President John Cholai, when welcoming the team back on Sunday, congratulated the athletes for such pleasing outcomes and expressed great confidence in Murrah and Casman doing well at the Paris Olympics. The president also attributed the latest achievement to all the sacrifice and hard work put in by his team and the generous support of sponsors and partners.
What happened in the Oceania qualifiers, but the results that come out has been very, very pleasing, and I think it's good for sports. It's good for the Olympic movement in Papua New Guinea, and so we look forward to greater support, especially for athletes that are participating in individual sports. These sports are the ones that will bring medals for the country. And as you can see, we got four qualified to go to the Olympics.
2 PNG para-athletes, 1 male and 1 female, also competed at the Oceania Olympic qualifiers and have partially qualified. They will need to go through another stringent qualifying process before they can be considered for the Paris Games. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Little-known Alavana Swans of Hula in Central Province have emerged as champions of the Money Plus 2024 POM AFL Preseason Lightning 12th Challenge after overcoming worthy finalist University Tigers in a trailer at the Cults Oval on Saturday. The neck-and-neck affair eventually saw Swans coming out on top with 17 points, defeating Tigers who managed just 6 points.
The grand final of a shorter and faster version of Aussie rules was entertaining, making every goal and every behind at a premium. It was a promising start to the 2024 rules season, with 8 clubs taking center stage at the traditional Coles Oval for a feast of footy action. Given the high level of interest on game day, some clubs had to field 2 teams, bringing the overall competing teams to 10 in this year's Lightning 12 Challenge. The round-robin matches were played over 2 rounds. Every team had to play each other before advancing to the playoff for the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and the first place cash prizes. The pace and intensity of the games took its toll on players with limited match fitness and stamina. Grand finalists Alavana Swans and University Tigers showed plenty of courage and willpower, making it all the way to the grand final late in the afternoon, followed by the presentation of cash incentives. First place Swans got 700 kina, second place Tigers received 500 kina, third place Bombers got 300, and fourth place West Eagles received 200 kina. POM AFL President Douglas Lai was impressed with a great turnout despite 3 weeks of delay to the start of the preseason.
Lightning 12 is all about speed and getting teams into to be fit for the proper season. It's made up of 10 aside, 12 aside, and 10 minutes of 2 quarters. So that's why we call it Lightning 12s. We've been running Lightning 12s for a couple of seasons now. Yeah, we did away with the usual 18-man game for the preseason, and we introduced the Lightning 12. So it's more about getting teams organized and getting players to be, fit for the season.
The president said the success of the Lightning 12 Challenge over the weekend puts the Money Plus Port Moresby AFL in good stead for the 2024 season proper, which starts this weekend.
The turnout today is evident of clubs getting prepared for the Money Plus 2024 commemoration season. So we've got a good number of teams that have turned out today for the preseason, and that goes to show that the proper season, the clubs are ready to take on the season.
While thanking the clubs for their commitment and cooperation to get the competition up and running, the president acknowledged and thanked naming rights sponsor Money Plus for renewing its sponsorship for the 2024 season. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
With tough matchups on the board, the NCDDA corporate dart competition is gaining momentum after round 3 concluded last Friday, April 5th, with several upsets recorded. New teams in the competition have made their mark, signaling there's more excitement to come during the round matches at the Car Club in Port Moresby.
Newcomers TVWAN and Digicel emerged as surprise packages, defeating their opponents in Pool A. TVWAN walked over MyBank 7-2, while Digicel outplayed PNG Power 5-4-2 by 6-3 in an entertaining finish. Digicel entered the Car Club with high spirits and good coordination, aiming to prove their worth against a strong PNG Power outfit. Although the match was evenly contested in the first 4 matches, Digicel regrouped to secure a victory, proving its slogan, "Better Together." In the other Pool A results, CC Pistons narrowly edged out PMNNEC 1-5-4, BSB Bulls 2-NBC's Hopes with a 6-3 victory. Frontrunners BPNG Arrows 1 dominated PNG Customs with an impressive 8-1 win. NCDC Darth Vaders narrowly defeated Money Plus 5-4, and PNG Defence Force proved too strong for Lesser Stripes, winning 6-3. After round 3, season 2023 runner-up BPNG Arrows 1 leads with 6 points, followed closely by BSB Bulls 2 with 4 points. TVWAN's Digicel and PMNNEC 1 each have 4 points, rounding off the top 5. In Pool B, CC Rally Drivers lead with 6 points, closely followed by BSB Bulls 1, also with 6 points. PNG Power HQ Chiefs, Hydrolink New Guinea, and All Cargo Logistics are all on 4 points, completing the top 5 placements. The competition heads into round 4 this week with more exciting challenges. Susan Oreape, TVWAN Sports.
The NRL has decided not to honor Michael Jennings' 300-game milestone with traditional celebration due to the Sydney Roosters centre's past off-field incidents. Jennings, 36, is set to become the 51st player to reach the converted milestone when the injury-plagued Roosters bring him into the starting side for Thursday's clash with Newcastle. Originally, NRL Chief Executive Andrew Abdo would present a player reaching their 300th game with a game ball before kickoff. A media release is also circulated in which league officials pay tribute to the player, and at the ground, the 30-meter line is replaced with 300 as a nod to the achievement. But the NRL confirmed on Monday that celebrations had been scrapped. National teams from the OFC embraced the opportunity to compete against strong teams from around the globe in the FIFA series recently. Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, and New Zealand have competed in the FIFA series at tournaments in Sri Lanka, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt, and have all hailed the initiative to give nations on the far reaches of the world more chances to test and develop themselves.
Papua New Guinea men's football head coach Warren Moon was full of praise of FIFA and the organizing countries for this initiative and hoped the pilot series would see many repeats. In the recent outing in Sri Lanka, the couples lost their second match in the series 0-4 against a strong African opposition after earning a credible 2-0 draw with host Sri Lanka in the first match.
I think it's a brilliant initiative from FIFA. So, you know, it obviously wouldn't have happened if FIFA didn't roll something like this out. I know it's a pilot, it's the first time it's happened, but I can only see this being a positive, especially for countries like PNG.
Moon added that PNG was grateful to be one of the lucky countries to be invited to the FIFA series.
We're here to compete, but we hope it's not the last time that FIFA invites us, because I think something like this can really benefit Papua New Guinea.
The FIFA series sees world football's governing bodies support its member associations in organizing international friendly matches comprising 4 national teams from different confederations in a single host country. The initiative provides FIFA member associations with a more regular opportunity to face national teams from other continents, which will serve to unlock technical development opportunities previously unavailable to many of them. Susan Oreape, TVWAN Sports.
That's it for sports. Over to you, Carol.
Thank you, Tracy. And now to the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern regions, scattered and isolated thunderstorms. Port Moresby, partly cloudy with few showers and thunderstorms. Momase, scattered and isolated thunderstorms. Lae, partly cloudy with few showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Kavieng, rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas smooth with south to east winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth with northwest north winds of 5 to 10 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of Bougainville, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Waters of Finchafen through Whittier Strait to Siassi Long Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of New Ireland to East New Britain to West New Britain, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.